This video is going to feature me shouting in the dark to the abyss on storylines that I genuinely feel will be riveting tales on the big screen or an OTT platform. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these ideas and whether you have some of your own in the comments below. Also, can I just say how excited I am when I saw the teaser of The Empire, a series that is going to go live on Disney Plus Hotstar and is supposedly based on the 6-part book series of The Last Mughals. The first look showcased scale and a canvas that could quite possibly be India's answer to Game of Thrones. I mean, just looking at the war sequence had me jump with joy. While I am fearful of the massive outrage that will already be something that will burden this show, as everyone wants history to be told in their own convenient bubble and no one wants to be challenged of their notion of what reality is, I think Empire has all the ingredients to be an epic series spanning several seasons. Okay, now that aside, let's just get to business again. Me speaking to you guys as if you guys are influential producers and I am a budding writer pitching an idea. So here is Tried&Refused Productions with giving 6 movie ideas to Bollywood so that they stop making remakes. An extension of the BULBBUL world. A fascinating horror film with a riveting social context was BULBBUL, a woman shy, inquisitive and pure who is sexually assaulted, manhandled and tormented in a marriage. These horrible experiences transforms the timid being into a woman who is confident and aware of her surroundings in the day, but who at the crack of sunset transforms into a chudel, protecting the downtrodden and abused female kind from tormenting and heartless men in the world. I thought after watching the film and rewatching it to truly understand its impact that it has the beautiful potential to become a series, mirroring the horrifying origin story and powers of Shakti, the popular superhero from Raj Comics. Shakti, who is forced into a marriage with an abusive husband, becomes privy to her newborn daughters being killed without her knowledge. Her assumption being that she is giving birth to stillborns is broken. When she becomes privy to this and expresses her trauma, she is beaten up and thrown in a secluded gutter, only to be bestowed by the powers of goddess Kali, something that we saw as an influence even in the world of BULBBUL. Just like BULBBUL, Shakti's spider senses tingle at the cries of women being tormented, and she unapologetically makes the perpetrators pay for their heinous crimes. A horror thriller genre-based web series on Shakti, from her origin to how she helps in curbing the adversities faced by women, would be a fascinating tale. Modern-day adaptation of KALKI. What I have never really seen be portrayed well in Hindi language projects is the portrayal of a post-apocalyptic world. You know, cities or worlds devoid of life that have their own rules, like I Am Legend or Mad Max. They have the ability to absolutely transfix you for the vision and unique probability of a foreseeable future. Out of all the avatars of Vishnu, KALKI and his appearance in the Kali Yuga has fascinated me the most, for the endless adaptations that can come out of it from a cinematic perspective. A god that appears on a winged white horse and wields a sword to end the darkest and destructive yugs known to man. KALKI is said to appear in a world where man has completely abandoned morale. The population is extremely low and the concept of power is non-existent, so much so that a moral consciousness ceases to exist. What I think would be a brilliant take on this story is if we focus on the outlier in the Kali Yuga that can bring about a revolution within a community that has completely become devoid of any good in them. I can envision a world ravaged by man-made destruction and global warming. A world technologically advanced but environmentally degraded. In a war that exists between factions for basic needs like water, this outlier seems to be the only hope to change the course of a morally dead society. Will humans realize the destruction they have caused only to work in harmony with one another for Mother Earth? Or as is destined, KALKI will have to destroy the earth in order to restore Satya Yuga? The case of Sarabjit Singh. Probably the most shocking case which intensified the statement of men being guilty until proven innocent was when Jasleen Kaur had posted a picture on Facebook of Sarabjit Singh on a bike, claiming that he made obscene comments on her, going on to tell her friends and followers to share the picture and his vehicle number in order to pin the person that she referred to as a creep. What followed this post was an ugly media trial that would change the life of Sarabjit Singh forever.
आपको माफी मांगनी चाहिए सरबजीत, इस पॉइंट पे ऑन कैमरा यू शुड अपोलोजाइज।
माफी मैं मांगता अगर मैंने गलती की होती तो
जरूर आपने उसको कुछ बोला है, हम लड़की का
क्वेश्चन पूछने की, ठीक है?
बिल्कुल, आप मुझे नहीं सिखाएंगे कि सवाल मुझे कैसे पूछना है। एज ऑफ नाउ फाइनली क्या अब आप पे केस हो गया, आप अक्यूज्ड है एंड स्टिल यू फील दैट इट इज ऑल ओके एंड शी इज रॉन्ग?
मैम शी इज रॉन्ग।
You still maintain that?
Yeah,
Aren't
she's
you
wrong.
ashamed of stating that?
Termed as Dilli Ka Darinda, the man was hounded consistently by journalists, already labelled as guilty regarding the case. Terms and labels were thrown at him during the primetime television, instilling in the mind of the public that he was indeed a sexual deviant, and this was carried out on a consistent basis, leading to the man being ostracized from society, being fired from his job, taking a massive financial hit, while Jasleen, who didn't appear in the court proceedings, was labelled as heroic.
The fact is somebody did it, and the greatest coward is a person who sits on a motorcycle and thinks he's going to abuse the woman and go away. There's no difference from a person. That person is a potential rapist.
While the media went scot-free in its despicable one-sided display of the case, Sarabjit went on to fight the case for over 4 years and was acquitted of all the charges in 2019. The situation tells you about the horrifying nature of some of the cases where men are assumed to be guilty and have to pay a heavy price or whatever labels are thrown at them, embarrassingly in public platforms. To shed light on such cases with specific focus on the turn of events regarding Sarabjit would be a tale that needs to be told. Doga, a scorned individual, disgusted by the ways of the system in the conquest of purely vengeance, towering 6'5" figure, sporting a hound-like mask, covered with ammunition, causing absolute mayhem. If you haven't seen it already, I would highly recommend you check out the Wiki Call directorial venture of Doga that is available on the Rubber Switch Films YouTube channel for free. This short film only showcases the boundless potential we have to expand this superhero. A man who takes to the streets of Mumbai to work independently but be a symbol of strength beyond the official bodies like the police for its citizens. I'll warn you that the storyline of the short film is extremely simplistic, something for which there were multiple debates, as Doga requires much more nuance and layers than just catching a devious bad guy. But it only highlights a glimpse of the several delicious storylines that can come out of this mysterious character and a land like Mumbai, where constantly something is happening. We desperately need something dark and gritty in the superhero genre in India, something that can be reminiscent of Punisher or Logan, gory, bloody and R-rated. This superhero in a film or series format just may be the answer. Wiki Call's direction provides a first step, but the potential is something that needs to be acknowledged and given wings. The case of PRADYUMAN Thakur, a genre of films that does not require Indian creators to look anywhere else but within their own country and state, is crime thrillers. We have such an abundance of investigative cases that are either mysteries or so problematic for the way they are processed that many of these unique tales actually provide us a mirror of the several problems that exist in our official systems. I have recently become obsessed with this YouTube channel called JCS Criminal Psychology that takes a deep dive on some of the most unique investigations. In September of 2017, the Delhi NCR region was absolutely shocked when 7-year-old PRADYUMAN Thakur from Ryan International School in Gurgaon succumbed to his injuries and passed away. The case taken up by the Haryana police, the gross corruption and mishandling of it, followed by the CBI taking over and making their findings public, showcased a disturbing yet important case study that the masses should become privy to. From accusations being leveled at an impoverished school bus conductor, the admission that arises from allegedly increasing torture and pressure, grieving parents that seek for justice but become increasingly frustrated at the convenient and illogical conclusions being formed, and finally, the shocking truth that is revealed about a fellow student in the school. More than 3 years have passed and the trial of this case is yet to begin. From whether the student should be tried as a juvenile or an adult, to prosecuting the 4 police officers for botching the case. The situation is more convoluted than one can imagine. This case, that still showcases parents seeking for justice, provides a commentary of the several problems that exist in our systems and how much one has to wait for real justice. SUDEEKSHA BHATI. Probably one of the most heartbreaking cases from India is one that involves SUDEEKSHA BHATI that took place last year amidst the pandemic. A bright student from Bulandshahr in the Gautam Budh Nagar district that died in August of 2020 in supposedly what is termed as an accident. A student that won a full scholarship to Babson College for Entrepreneurship, an anomaly for the family that she comes from, stating in her own speech on how most girls drop out of school after their primary education because cases of eve teasing become prevalent.
The only thing I'm certain of is that one day I'll return to my country and I hope to at least change the face of my village and my community.
The oldest among her 6 siblings in a village where women are rarely seen without their veil, she was a figure of inspiration. Sudeeksha had to return to her home village from college due to the pandemic that engulfed the world. Little did anyone know that she would never be able to make her several dreams and goals come into fruition. Muddled in the ambiguity of a mere accident, a case of eve teasing and stalking gone wrong, or jealousy and the greed to extort a family blessed with a handsome scholarship. The truth is vague for most people, but the lack of clarity also showcases to you the corrupt systems we have in line that doesn't provide swift justice or even clarity to a grieving family. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below whether you have some movie ideas which can maybe translate extremely well on the big screen or an OTT platform. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.